I know you killed Duda. He killed my brother, and I wanted revenge. Well, so do I.
Smokies if you're hungry. I am. Thank you.
Done raising every-headed little boy.
That it could be like this. Being on the show, it's just been an incredible journey.
Old-faced it, but me as a human just... In a pool of blood.
Fuck.
I was moved.
I need no Brown moment while
Come on, man, we can't leave him on the floor like this.
No, we can't touch the body, bro.
Nigga, we ain't killing.
Brett, chill. I mean, like, I grew up watching Kyler.
Picture to be that guy as
Their relationship was not rocky.
And I'll be the one to take care of you. So you miss me only one man you'll ever need. Yes, sir. He worships in the door and you owe him.
When I had time, and I was home changing your diapers. Not one bit.
You hear the word chemistry so many times.
The Kai Season 7 Episode 12 just flipped everything upside down. Nobody's safe, nobody's solid. And everybody's hiding something, loyalties getting tested, secrets exploding, and the streets? They louder than ever. This ain't just drama. This is war, and the people we thought had it all together? They the ones falling apart the fastest that we pick right up in the fire. Emmett, yeah, he on edge. That man been carrying the weight of the world, and now everything coming at him full speed. His mama's gone, Keisha dealing with her own storm, and that new baby, beautiful. Yeah, but Emmett barely holding it together, that hospital scene still fresh in his head. And the grief, it's sitting heavy on his chest, and to make it worse, he got enemies lurking, people watching his every move, waiting for him to fall apart. This ain't just a family man's storyline. No more, Emmett in the middle of something way bigger than him, and he's starting to feel it. That smile we used to see, gone, now it's survival mode. And Loki, I don't even know who to trust around him anymore. Meanwhile, Dowda's name still ringing in the streets. Yeah, he's gone, but his legacy? Still haunting the Southside. Every move folks making right now got a little bit of Dowda's influence behind it. Enemies, alliances, revenge, and Rosalind, baby, she out for blood. That woman been quiet, but don't let the silence fool you. When Rosalind make a move, it's always surgical, she don't play messy. And now with Alicia out the picture, she the last one standing from that twisted triangle of power. So guess what? That crown up for grabs and everybody hungry for it. Jake and Gemma, this ain't love no more. This is straight heartbreak on display. Gemma finally seeing what we've been screaming for 2 seasons. Jake ain't built for no real partnership. She tried to hold him down, tried to grow with him. But sis waking up, the tears, real, that hurt, deep, but she's stronger now. And y'all, when Gemma focuses on herself, she dangerous, she got her mind right. Her paper coming in from her projects, and once she fully cuts ties with Jake, he gon' regret it, mark my words. Jake out here pretending he unfazed, but you can see it, that boy hurting. Just too prideful to admit it, and let's not ignore Papa, that boy got a heart of gold. But sometimes the world don't treat people like him kindly. He's grieving, still missing his father, trying to balance school, friendships, and his own identity. Pastor Zeke trying to be a new man, but Papa watching every move. Zeke been playing the redemption card all season long, but Papa ain't just gone forgive overnight. And honestly, I don't blame him. Too much damage been done, too many lies. But the fact they're even talking again, that says something. There's hope, barely. But it's there. Now let's talk about Victor, bruh. When I say he carrying, this season he carrying it on his back, since stepping back into politics. The pressure has been unreal. Every camera, every tweet, every person in the community either rooting for him or preying on his downfall. And what makes it worse, his past still shadowing him, like how long he gotta prove himself, how many times he gotta say, I changed. These people don't want a leader, they want a superhero, but Victor? He just a man trying to do right, and it's killing him slowly. Episode 12 really showed how much the pressure is cracking him. And if he breaks, it's a wrap, but let's not forget the streets, the violence still rising. Gunshots echoing like church bells, and while the older heads trying to bring peace, the younger ones ain't listening. They don't care about truces or sit-downs, they just want revenge. That's what makes this episode so powerful. We seeing the disconnect between generations in full force. OGs like Trig and Rashad trying to talk sense. But these kids ain't trying to hear none of that. They out for blood, and the moment someone gets hit, it's all out war. And then you got Bakari, man, I'm worried about that boy. You can see it in his eyes, he ready to snap. Ever since Liney been distant, and after that whole altercation last episode, Bakari just walking around like a ticking time bomb. He ain't talking to nobody, ain't listening. And I fear he about to do something reckless, like real reckless. The kind of move you can't walk back from, and if that happens, Liney gon' blame herself. She already struggling, already dealing with guilt and confusion if Bakari's spiral. It's gone break her, now real quick, let's not sleep on. Kenya and Kevin. Kenya been moving different lately, a little secretive, a little too quiet. And Kevin, he trying to play it cool, but he knows something off. That tension building between them is low-key one of the best slow burns this season. And I got a feeling, episode 13 or 14 gone show us exactly what Kenya been hiding, but back to episode 12, everything boiling now, no more slow build-ups. No more side glances or coded threats. Folks making moves, real moves, and the consequences? We already seeing them, some people falling, some rising. But no one's staying the same date, y'all. Now let's keep this energy rolling. Because episode 12 ain't let up, not for 1 second, we right back in the thick of it. And everybody's dealing with pressure from all sides. First up, Emmett, this man going through it silently and it's killing him inside, on the outside. He keeping it together for Keisha and the kids, but behind those eyes, you can see it. The man tired, he grieving Jada, dealing with baby duties and still trying to keep Smokies running like it ain't falling apart behind the scenes. Every phone call got him stressed, every customer complaint hit different now. Because this ain't just about running a business. It's about keeping a piece of his mama's legacy alive. And he's scared to fail, Keisha doing her best to hold him down, but even she reaching her limit, she trying to be the strong one, the calm in the storm. But she exhausted too, and when both parents running on fumes, that house start to feel heavy. They love each other, no doubt, but that love getting stretched. And if they don't pause soon and really talk, it's gone snap. You can feel the tension in every look, every silence. Ain't no yelling yet, but it's coming, and Victor? Man, he under fire, somebody got it out for him, for real. It's like every time he take a step forward, somebody dragging up his past, leaked clips, rumors, backdoor deals, they throwing dirt on his name like they got a shovel in each hand. And all that good work he been doing? The speeches, the cleanups, the youth outreach, people forgetting all that the moment they see an old mugshot. That scene where he showed up to the press event and they looked at him like he didn't belong, that hurt, because deep down, Vic wanna change, but this city, it don't forget, and it damn sure don't forgive. And don't sleep on Rosalind. She ain't just grieving Alicia, she plotting. That woman always been dangerous with power, and now? She moving unchecked, calling old contacts, sliding into Dowda's old network. Rewriting the game while everybody else still trying to figure out the rules. 1 minute she crying over Alicia, next minute she flipping properties, buying up blocks and making promises that sound a little too sweet. That's how she get you, with that charm, but underneath it, shark teeth. Bakari. Man, that boy slipping fast, his anger bubbling over now. That moment where he pulled up on one of them rivals with his hand twitching on the grip. That wasn't just a warning, that was a line almost crossed. Line he found out and she crushed. You can tell she tired of losing people, she already seen too much death. And Bakari walking straight toward it like it's his only option. She don't want to give up on him. But she might have to protect her peace, and if that happens, that's gone break both their hearts. Gemma, she finally putting herself first. Pouring her energy into that youth program, creating something real. She done chasing Jake, done trying to convince him to be the man she needs. Jake out here confused. Moving messy, 1 minute acting like he cool being single. Next minute blowing up her phone like he missed what they had. But Gemma, she already halfway out that door, she got dreams and she not letting love slow her down no more. Then there's Papa, this boy always been the voice of reason, the soul of the crew, but lately, it's like nobody hearing him. He trying to hold the crew together, trying to show love where it's needed, but all he get back is silence. That scene with Kenya, seeing her with that older dude, that crushed him. He ain't say much. But you could feel it, that boy been strong for so long, but even strong hearts break. And that quiet pain, that's the worst kind. Meanwhile, Emmett getting pressure from all sides. That slick business dude who showed up earlier in the season, yeah, he back, and this time, he's serious. Talking about franchising Smokies, expanding, cashing in big, but Emmett ain't built like that. He told him straight, this place ain't just money, it's memories, and that dude? He just smiled like he already got a backup plan. And if that plan involves buying up Smokies from under Emmett, best believe it's already in motion. Trig and Rashad having their own fallout too. Rashad trying to play the clean role now. All politics and speeches, but Trig, he still boots on the ground. So when that kid got jumped outside the center and Rashad ain't steppin', Trig lost it. He ain't yelling, but that look said it all. We supposed to protect our people. Rashad hit back with, we can't save everybody. That tension? It's been building and now it's boiling over. That brotherhood, it's shaky. Rosalind back at the top, walking through Dowda's old space like she own it. And the scary part? Maybe she do now. She got Alicia's people answering to her. And she got papers in her hand that look real official. She not just cleaning up the mess, she taking control of it, and if nobody checks her soon, she gon' be running more than just the south side, she gon' be untouchable. And we ain't even touched on Kevin yet. Kevin finally stepping into his own, but that piece he found in LA, it ain't sticking the way he thought. Coming back to Chicago, it hit different. The city still loud, still dangerous, and still pulling at the parts of him he tried to leave behind. He walking through his old block and the ghosts still whispering. That old pain, them old fears, they don't just vanish because you left for a while. And when he ran into his old crew, that fake smile on his face couldn't hide how out of place he feel. Like he don't belong here no more, but he don't belong out there either. He caught in between. Kevin in transition, and that's the most dangerous place to be in the Kai when you don't know if you home or just passing through. And Meisha, she back in her bag, making music that cut deep. That last verse she dropped, girl poured her soul out. You could hear the heartbreak, the ambition, the hunger. She not just rapping no more, she preaching, talking about loss, about loyalty, about loving somebody who don't love theyself. And when Bakari heard it, you could see that hit him. She ain't say his name, but he knew, everybody knew, that Mick was her therapy, and Bakari? He the wound, he trying to act unbothered, but it's written all over his face. You can't run from a girl who know your soul like that, every line she spit felt like a mirror. And Bakari, he don't like what he see. Let's talk about Nuktu, this man lurking in the background. Playing both sides, he's watching everything, every move Dowda used to make. Every corner Rosalind trying to flip, but Nuk ain't loyal to nobody but himself, and the scary part, he quiet now, to quiet. That usually means he plotting something deadly, the streets talking. And Nuk's name coming up more and more, and when his name in the wind, bodies start dropping not long after. He the type that don't make noise, he make moves, you blink. And the whole block flipped, he got the youngins in his pocket and the OGs side-eyeing him. That's when you know somebody dangerous, when the old heads don't trust you. But the young ones follow anyway, and while all that chaos going on, Laverne still got her eye on the future. She's sick of the games. Sick of watching her people fall while politicians make empty promises. And this time, she ain't just talking, she organizing, she rallying the elders. Showing up at city halls, pushing for real change. That energy she bringing, it's powerful. But it's also dangerous because every time someone starts shaking up the system fights back, and Laverne ain't just risking her name. She risking everything. She got enemies with suits and enemies in the streets. And both sides watching her now, but she's standing tall, saying what nobody else got the guts to say. You can feel it, the revolution creeping in, slow but steady. Meanwhile, things between Trig and Victor, tense as ever. They not just disagreeing on tactics. They questioning each other's hearts. Trig want to fight back with fists and fire. Victor want to play the long game, and both of them think they right. But the streets ain't waiting on nobody to agree. Kids getting jumped, shops getting hit, and the tension in the air, thick like smoke. If they don't get on the same page soon, everything they built, every inch of progress, could come crashing down. And that crack in their foundation? Folks starting to notice, the community looking to them for strength. But if they divided, the wolves gone come running. And pop-up man, don't let his soft heart fool you. That boy got steel in his spine. He might be hurt, but he ain't broken. And after that mess with Kenya, he's starting to move different, not harder, not colder, just smarter. He watching people now, listening more than talking. And when a heart like his start going quiet, that's when you should really start paying attention. Because Papa might be planning something we don't even see coming. He got faith, but he ain't blind no more. He finally learning how to balance love with caution, and that's when the boy starts turning into a man. But the question is, who's gon' make it out this storm? The Kai don't let go easy. Every time somebody try to level up, the streets pull him right back. Some running toward the fire, others trying to escape it, and some, they just trying to survive another night without losing their soul. The danger real, the emotions raw, and the streets, they watching everything. Now let's get into Emmett. Cause view this man stay in some kind of emotional warfare. Every time it feel like he finally got his life on track. Boom, life smack him with a reminder. Peace in the Kai is always temporary. Emmett trying to hold it down at the Smokies. Still trying to be that provider, that protector, that good man. But deep down, he exhausted. That smile he give customers, that's performance. That I got this energy front and inside. He got storm after storm brewing. And it's not just about work or the drama with Keisha, it's about the pressure of being a black man who's expected to never fold, never cry, never break. But Emmett, he crumbling a little, and he's scared to admit it. Keisha, though, she peep everything. She always had that intuition, that third eye open kinda awareness. She see Emmett spiraling even when he don't say a word. But here's the thing, Keisha tired too, tired of carrying everybody. Tired of fixing broken people when she's still healing herself. That strength she got? It ain't infinite. And this season, we seeing her boundaries stretch thin, her patience running out. She love Emmett. But she love herself too, and that's a shift. She not tryna save him no more. She want him to save himself, cause if he don't, she ready to walk. Now let's talk about that baby mama drama. Tiff out here moving slick, acting like she calm. Like she cool, but she plotting. She don't like Keisha being the main woman in Emmett's life. And even though she playing nice in front of folks, behind the scenes, she's stirring the pot. And that co-parenting situation, hanging by a thread, one wrong move and the whole thing gone explode. The thing with Tiff is she's still got a piece of Emmett's heart, whether he admit it or not. And when you're dealing with love triangles like that in the Kai, somebody always ends up heartbroken. Or worse. Meanwhile, Dowda's ghost still got the city shook, even though he gone for now. His name echo through every street corner. Like thunder after lightning, people still scared, still paranoid. Some think he gone come back. Some think he already back, just hiding in plain sight. And the folks who used to move with him, they scrambling, trying to figure out where their loyalty lie now. That vacuum of power he left behind, nuck-eyeing it, Rosalind plotting around it, and the city, bleeding because of it. Dowda might be gone, but the chaos he created still alive. And well, Rosalind is another one you can't sleep on. This woman moving like a queen on a chessboard. She always 10 steps ahead, never raises her voice, never shows her hand. But make no mistake, she ruthless, she been quiet for too long. And that usually means somebody been stacking ammo. And with Dowda out the way, she positioning herself. As the puppet master, she's been talking to the right people, promising the right things. But this is the Kai, promises cost blood, and Rosalind? She got enough secrets to start her own war if pushed. Now let's bring it back to Bakari, cause this boy walking a tightrope. He trying so hard to be good, to be better, to shed that past, but the streets don't let go easy. That temper still live inside him, that pain from growing up in hell, it ain't healed. And with Maisha's song ringing in his ears and Nuck whispering in his ear, Bakari might just snap. He want love, but he also want revenge. He want peace, but he addicted to chaos, and that conflict, it's eating him alive. If you don't find balance soon, Bakari might turn into the very monster he running from. Then you got Jake, still trying to find his purpose after everything he been through. Losing his brother, watching the block change, losing his innocence. All that trauma stacking, and now he questioning everything. School don't feel right. The block don't feel right. Love don't feel safe, and the one person he used to look up to, Trig, now feel like a stranger. Jake out here free falling and don't even realize how close he is to rock bottom. And the thing about falling in the Kai, ain't always somebody there to catch you. Even the kids around them ain't safe no more. We seeing younger and younger kids getting pulled into the drama, holding weight, running corners, carrying guns that bigger than their arms. This generation ain't even getting the chance to be kids. And that's what hurt the most. You see them on bikes 1 minute and the next, wrapped up in yellow tape. The city failing them, the system failing them, and sometimes even their own people failing them. But in the middle of all this, there's still hope. It's cracked. It's bruised, but it's there. You see it in the way Keisha look at her kids. In the way Papa still show up for his people. In the way Laverne keeps showing up at those meetings, demanding change. It's not all dark. But the Kai gon make you fight for every drop of light you get. Nothing come easy, not love, not peace, not healing. You either stand tall or get buried under the weight of it all. Bakari been trying to keep his head down, but let's be real. Trouble know where he live. He got that target on his back. And it ain't just from the streets, it's from the people he thought was solid. Folks smiling in his face and whispering behind his back. That guilt he carrying from everything that went down heavy. And Maisha's song just added more weight to it. He thinking about how he hurt her, how he let his anger become his identity, and now he's stuck in this middle ground, too real for the soft life, too tired for the street life. That pressure building, you can see it in the way he moved, the way he look over his shoulder. Bakari is a bomb, and the Kai, it's the match. Meanwhile, Papa still grieving, still figuring out who he is without the people he loved most. Kenya gone, his faith shaken, his heart raw. But now he's starting to see that maybe pain ain't the enemy, maybe it's the teacher. He's showing up to church, but it ain't for the sermons. It's for the silence, for the space to breathe. He watching the city collapse and thinking maybe it's time for him to step into something deeper. But Papa ain't the same boy from season 1. He been through it, he grown now. That wisdom hit different when you earn it through heartbreak. And he might be quiet now, but his next move, it's gon' be loud. Real loud, and let's not sleep on Jake. That boy walking around like he don't care, but inside, he battling demons. Losing Reg changed him, watching his brother's struggle turned his heart cold. And now he got this wall up, pushing people away, before they can even try to love him. But deep down, Jake just a scared kid in a grown man's world. And with Bakari pulling back, Trig caught up in the political mess. And Gemma doing her own thing, Jake feeling more alone than ever. That isolation dangerous, cause when a boy like Jake feel like he got nothing to lose. That's when he make moves he can't come back from. Speaking of Trig, he out here trying to balance being a community leader and a brother. And both roles got him stretched thin. Trig always been about action, he not one to wait for things to get better, he make him better. By force if necessary, but this new position, this politics game, it ain't built for people like him, too much red tape, too many fake smiles. Trig wanna burn the whole system down, but Victor keep telling him to play the game. And that's where the friction is. Trig feel like he losing himself just to win battles that ain't even guaranteed. The city want him to be a leader, but at what cost? If he gotta silence his fire just to wear a suit, is it even worth it? And Victor, bruh trying to walk that straight path. But the Kai keep throwing temptation in his way, he tryna be the role model, the one that gives young black men something to look up to. But every time he take a step forward, something from his past yank him back. People still calling him Trig in the streets, still expecting him to handle things the old way. And that dual identity, it's killing him. He want to be the man that changes the system, but the system wasn't built to let folks like him in the room. And the people around him, some got faith, others waiting for him to fail. That pressure, it don't let up. Now Gemma, she done switched up heavy. From activist to artist manager to woman on a mission. She's seeing how the world treat young black girls like her. How they gotta work twice as hard to get half the credit. And instead of breaking down, Gemma bossing up, she turning her pain into power. She helping Maisha get that spotlight, helping young girls find their voice. But the more she rise, the more enemies she making, jealousy in the air, fake friends, showing their faces. And Gemma not dumb, she peep game, she just ain't scared no more. She done been through enough to know that fear don't protect you, it just delay the fight. Maisha. Though she glowing in a way we ain't never seen, her music hitting harder than ever, she finding her sound, her truth, her voice. And she don't care who feel uncomfortable. Her pain, her poetry, her scars, her strength, but with that spotlight comes pressure. And with pressure comes decisions, labels calling, producers offering deals. Folks she never met now acting like family, and Maisha standing in the middle of it all, trying not to lose the real her, causing the Kai. Fame can be just as dangerous as the block. Keisha's watching all this unfold while raising her babies and trying to keep her sanity. She trying not to get pulled back into Emmett's mess, trying not to let Tiff's energy drain her, but everywhere she turn, there's drama. And Keisha, she done suffered too much to let herself break again. She learning to say no, to walk away, to protect her peace at all costs. And Emmett, he either gone rise to meet her level, or he gone get left behind. And speaking of Emmett, he's spiraling fast, that man trying to numb himself, whether it's through work, weed, or silence, he running from his reality. He don't want to face that he might lose the best thing he ever had. And he damn sure don't want to admit that he's the reason things falling apart. But denial don't stop consequences, and if he don't snap out of it soon, he might lose more than just Keisha, he might lose himself, the kind not just a show. It's a mirror, and what we seeing right now is a city full of broken people trying to find wholeness in a place that don't make room for healing. Ain't no saviors coming, just survivors, and each of them gotta decide. Are they gonna fight for peace or fold into the chaos? Duda's shadow still looms over the south side. Even with him out of sight, the streets ain't forgot him. And neither have his enemies, his name still hold weight, and some of these young cats out here, they idolize him, think moving like Duda is the only way to survive. But others, they waiting for his fall to be official so they can take his throne. And Rosalind, she ain't grieving, she plotting. Playing calm, but behind them cold stares and calculated words, she cooking up her next move. Duda left a vacuum and she ready to fill it, power don't sleep in the Kai. And Rosalind ready to remind everybody she ain't just a pretty face. In a mansion, she a strategist with blood on her hands and ambition in her heart. But Carrie back in the mix heavy. All that tension between him and Maisha, it's thick every time they cross paths. There's this fire, pain, love, regret, all in one glance, but Carrie trying to be better. But he fighting his own rage, he wanna walk away from the game. But the game got claws, people whispering his name again, trying to pull him back into the life. And every time he say no, the streets say, you sure? It's like everybody around him either testing him or depending on him, and Bakari stuck in this impossible spot where doing the right thing don't feel safe. And doing the wrong thing feels too easy. He on a tightrope and one wrong step, he gone and over on the home front. Keisha's trying to keep it all together, that mama's strength hitting different now. Between raising her son, staying sane, and trying to hold her relationship with Emmett together, she's running on fumes. And Emmett, he's still slipping, saying the right words, doing the wrong actions. Keisha can see the pattern, she been here before, and this time, she ain't gonna let love blind her. Not again, she been through trauma that rewired her heart. And now all she want is peace. But in the Kai, peace ain't easy to come by. Especially when you sharing your bed with a man who don't know how to be still. Victor and Trig still butting heads over how to save the community. Trig got that street vision, protect the people by any means necessary. He's out here making moves in the shadows, while Victor's in boardrooms and city meetings trying to make change the right way. But what's the right way when your people dying in broad daylight? When kids ain't safe at school and old heads scared to sit on the porch? That's the war they fighting, strategy versus soul. And the Kai don't care about good intentions, it care about results. If they don't lock in soon, the community might lose both of them. Jake's watching all this, absorbing the chaos like a sponge, and that's dangerous, cause Jake been too quiet lately. He the kind of kid who don't speak until he got something real to say, and the way he been moving, it feel like he gearing up for something big. He looking at the streets, his family, his girl, and realizing nobody really got his back the way he thought. He feeling that cold, lonely type of pain, and that kind of pain? That's the kind that turn boys into monsters or martyrs. Which way Jake fall? Depends on who reach him first, love or the streets. And Gemma, she walking a line of her own. Her work with Meisha blowing up, she's learning the business side of music, and it's ugly. Greedy execs, fake allies, people trying to box Meisha in and dilute her voice. But Gemma ain't having it. She going toe-to-toe with industry sharks. And she ain't blinking. She's been underestimated her whole life, now she turning that doubt into fuel. But with every step forward, she feels more distant from Jake, and that's starting to hurt. They build something real, but love don't always survive growth. Especially when both people evolving in different directions. Meisha's on fire, her lyrics cutting deep, her presence magnetic. She's becoming a symbol not just for girls in the Kai, but for anybody who's ever been silenced and decided to scream instead. But the fame, it's creeping in, changing how people treat her, changing how she sees herself. And with every big break, she feel like she's leaving something behind. She trying to stay grounded. But the spotlight hot, and the people around her, some cheering, some waiting for her to fall. And Meisha, she's starting to realize that sometimes success feels just as lonely as struggle. Papa still searching, not for answers, for something real after losing Kenya. Watching his father's faith fall apart and seeing how the world really works. He's in that quiet stage. The kind where you stop talking to be still with your thoughts, and in that silence, Papa's starting to feel a new purpose stirring. He might not know what it is yet, but he feel it calling, and when Papa finally step into that new version of himself, ain't no going back. The Kai gon see a side of him they ain't ready for. And while all this chaos brews, Laverne moving in silence. She's had enough of watching kids get caught in cycles they didn't create. So now she's out here talking to city leaders, building coalitions, creating spaces for healing. But she know how this game works. Every step forward got enemies waiting. Every time she raises her voice, somebody tried to shut her down. But Laverne ain't scared. She's been a mother, a fighter, a survivor. Now she a leader. And if the system ain't ready for that, too bad. The Kai is reaching a boiling point. These characters, they ain't just living, they surviving. They evolving, they fighting, and at this rate, the city either gone birth something powerful, or watch everything burn down. Everything in the Kai feel like it's about to explode, and the wild part? Most of the characters don't even see it coming. They moving like they got time, like the walls ain't closing in, but trust me. The pressure's building, you can feel it in the conversations, in the looks, in the silence. The tension's so thick, it's like the calm before a storm, you know. Gone wreck everything, and Dauda, even in the shadows, he still got the city on strings. That man might be ghosted for now, but his enemies, his secrets, and his sins, they alive and breathing. Emmett out here juggling fire and don't even realize he playing with his own heart. His hustle, respect, he trying to elevate, trying to be that provider, that boss, but in doing all that, he's slipping on the emotional work. He telling Keisha he love her, but he not showing up when she need him most. And Keisha peeping all of it, that girl ain't blind. She see how Tiff still got space in his mind. How Emmett's trying to be everything to everyone and ending up nothing to her. That slow heartbreak, it hit harder than a breakup. It's when you realize the person next to you is slowly disappearing, and you don't even know how to stop it. Trig meanwhile feel like he the last one holding the block together. He out here taking risks, making backdoor deals, trying to protect the people without letting them know what he risking. He ain't a villain. But the decisions he making, they messy, they complicated, and now, people whispering, they wondering if Trig really about the people, or if he just like the rest, another brother who said all the right things, then folded under pressure. And Victor, he see Trig spiraling, but the love between them getting cloudy. Too many unspoken words, too much distrust, they on the edge of turning on each other. And the city watching, waiting to see who flinch first. That Jake caught in this weird limbo. He got love for Gemma, but it ain't the same. He's starting to see how different their paths really are. She building a whole empire with Meisha. And he's still trying to find himself, that insecurity creeping in. He love her, but he's starting to wonder if she still need him, and that thought, it sting. Because Jake always been the protector, the provider in his own way. But when the girl you love starts shining without you, it shake your pride. And if Jake don't confront that soon, he might push her away for real. And let's talk about Gemma. She growing fast, shedding her old skin. That girl used to be messy, impulsive, always trying to prove herself, but now she learning how to move smart. She watching how the game work and learning how to play it without losing her soul. And with Meisha by her side, they becoming a force, but that pressure, that fame, it creeping in. People fake smiling in their faces, managers pushing agendas, friends turning distant, and Gemma starting to question who's real. The more she win, the more alone she feel. That's the cost of leveling up in a city like this. Papa out here surprising everybody. That boy done seen too much to stay the same. He ain't just the church kid no more. He thinking deeper, moving quieter, observing everything, and what he about to do, it ain't gonna be loud, it's gonna be strategic. Papa moving like somebody who finally tired of watching his people suffer. He been too humble, too forgiving, but now he waking up, and when he finally decide to speak up again, the whole city gon' feel it. Mark my words, Papa ain't done. He just getting started. Rosalind still spinning her web. Everybody thinks she grieving Dowda. But behind closed doors, she pulling strings, calling meetings, making moves. She knows the empire ain't dead, it just need a new face, and she got the coldness to be that face. But don't think for a second she ain't got enemies. Some of the old heads want her out. They think she weak cause she ain't Dowda. But Rosalind, she gon' show you don't need muscle to run a city sometimes. All you need is a sharp tongue, a good liar, and a memory full of receipts. And Rosalind, she got all three, but Carrie spiraling again. He want redemption. But the streets keep reminding him who he used to be. He want to protect Meisha. But the more he loves her, the more dangerous it gets. And Meisha, she ain't trying to get dragged into another street war just cause she fell in love. But Carrie trying to change. But change don't come cheap. Every step forward, someone from his past tries to drag him back. And he's starting to realize some people want him to fail. Because if Bakari make it out, he proved that escape is possible. And the Kai? It don't like when people escape. It prefer its kings bloody or buried. Meanwhile, Laverne's starting to get real traction. The community listening, the elders standing behind her, the youth showing up to meetings. It's beautiful, but beauty always attracts threats. She got people smiling in her face during the day, then sending warnings at night. But she ain't flinching. Laverne got history behind her, pain in her chest, and courage in her eyes. She not just a mama no more, she a movement. And the Kai gon' either rise with her or try to break her. Everyone moving, everyone changing. But the question is, can they change fast enough before the Kai claims another soul? Now let's get into what's really bubbling beneath the surface, causing the Kai. It ain't always what people say, it's what they ain't saying. That silence, that's the most dangerous part. You can feel something brewing. It's like everybody's holding their breath, waiting for that one move that'll change everything. And best believe somebody about to make that move. Take Emmett, for example. He's always been the dude trying to keep everybody happy, trying to wear every hat, son, father, boss, boyfriend, but now he's being forced to pick a side. You can't run with wolves and sleep like sheep, and Emmett's starting to realize that. He thought he could play businessman while keeping his hands clean, but this ain't no game. These streets don't care about how many restaurants you open or how many suits you wear. That deal with Q's people, that was the beginning of the end. And now that Dowda's ghost still haunting every corner of Smokies, Emmett realizing, you don't just walk away from dirt, it follows you. Meanwhile, Keisha holding herself together. But barely, she's tired, y'all, tired of being the strong one, tired of pretending like she okay. Tired of carrying weight Emmett don't even see. And it's sad, cause all she ever wanted was peace, a home, real love. But now she's standing in the middle of a storm that ain't even hers. She watching Emmett spiral and knowing deep down that if she don't save herself, ain't nobody coming to save her. That kind of realization, it's heartbreaking. And when she finally speak her truth, it might shatter everything. And then there's Tiff. Tiff moving like she got nothing to lose, still playing that cool, detached role, but make no mistake, she watching everything, she clocking Emmett's moves, his hesitation, his guilt, and she using it. Tiff always been smarter than people give her credit for, and now that she got her own bag, her own man, her own lane, she ain't coming back to Emmett with tears, she coming with leverage. And if Keisha not careful, Tiff might flip this whole situation without even raising her voice. Trig and Victor, that rift getting wider, they both got good intentions. But good intentions don't stop bullets, and now people starting to pick sides, some riding with Trig cause he got that street energy, that fight Others rolling with Victor cause he talking about real political power. But the danger is, while they fighting over strategy, the real enemy is organizing in silence. And when they strike, they ain't gon' care who had the better plan. They just gon' tear it all down. Let's not forget about Jake, that boy's heart in the right place, but his mind scattered. He sees Gemma rising and feels like he's stuck. And the more she shines, the more invisible he feels. That can lead a young man down some dark roads. He might start chasing validation in places he don't belong, and if he slips up, he ain't just risking his future, he risking Gemma's too. Love can't survive without growth, and if Jake don't find himself soon, that love might not survive at all. Jemma and Meisha, on the other hand, are building something real, but that spotlight? It come with snakes, producers trying to manipulate their image, fake friends suddenly popping up, industry vultures circling, and Meisha? She's still healing from Bakari. Every time she steps in that booth, she bleeding on the track. That pain, it's real, but it's also dangerous, cause when a woman finds her power through pain, she becomes unstoppable but also unpredictable, and if somebody tried to cross her, don't be surprised if she bite back harder than anybody expected. Papa, man, that silence he walking in, it ain't weakness, it's focus. He been praying, observing, calculating, and now he's ready. Whatever he about to do, it's gone come from a place of deep conviction. Don't be surprised if he steps up as a leader in a way nobody saw coming. He got a fire inside him now, something that tragedy lit, and when Papa speaks next, it's gone shake something spiritual. Be aka are I out here drowning in guilt and rage. He don't know how to love Meisha without hurting her. He don't know how to forgive himself without punishment. And people around him, they feeding his paranoia, telling him he ain't worthy, that redemption ain't real, but deep down, he just want peace. He want a way out. But like I said before, the Kai don't let people out easy. Especially not young black men who made mistakes. If Bakari don't find a mentor, a light, a reason, he might fall deeper, and that fall, it could be fatal. And then there's Rosalind. She playing chess, not checkers. Everybody focused on Dowda being gone. But Rosalind already 6 moves ahead. She making calls, setting traps, building alliances. And the wildest part, she's smiling while she do it. That woman don't flinch. She been around too many killers to be scared. But she also knows one wrong move could bring it all crashing down. Her problem? Pride. If she start underestimating her enemies, she gon' get blindsided. But if she stays sharp, she might become the queenpin of this entire city. Laverne still standing tall, still showing up, still marching through the chaos like a force of nature, but she's tired too. These fights don't stop, and when you carry community on your back, the weight can crush you. She needs help. She needs real allies. Not just people who show up for photos, but people who bleed for the block like she do. Because the next battle, it ain't just political, it's personal, and Laverne, she can't do it alone this time. Everybody in the Kai is moving like they got time, like they can fix things tomorrow. But truth is, tomorrow ain't promised. And if they don't wake up soon, they gon' find themselves in a war they ain't ready for. Everything in the Kai right now feels like a ticking time bomb. And each character is either running out of time or lighting the next fuse. The streets ain't waiting, the pressure, it's closing in from all sides. And the ones who used to be solid, some of them starting to crack, some of them already did. Bakari's head not right. After that verse Meisha dropped, he been spiraling. That pain he been burying, it's bubbling up and it's loud now. He ain't just feeling hurt. He feeling exposed. He know Meisha still care, but he also know he broke something real, and instead of owning up to it, he drifting further into the shadows. The boys he roll with, they noticing. They see the tension in his shoulders, the way his eyes dart like he always waiting on a threat. Bakari acting like he gotta prove himself all over again. But that energy, that's how brothers end up dead or locked up, and this time, ain't nobody left to save him but himself. Meisha, though, she done playing small. She using that booth like a weapon, her voice slicing through everything fake. That pain in her songs is sharp, but it's her healing too, and the industry, they noticing, offers coming in, deals being whispered. But the question is, can she make it out without losing herself? Cause the fame don't care about your heart, it cares about your numbers. And Meisha got a decision to make, stay raw and real, or let the machine mold her into something marketable. One wrong move, and she could become a product instead of a profit. Papa out here moving different too. He's showing up where he never used to be, mentoring kids, organizing prayer circles, pulling dudes aside before they make the wrong call. The trauma changed him, yeah, but it also built him, and now he ain't just preaching for a crowd. He's speaking for the souls who feel like they invisible. That quiet strength, it's louder than any gunshot, but don't get it twisted. Papa ain't just soft, he willing to stand up. And something tells me he gon' be the reason somebody chooses life instead of death real soon. Gemma and Jake, this love story feel like it's hanging by a thread. She out here building empires, putting in work, and trying to lift her people up. But Jake? He's still stuck between loving her and feeling like he ain't enough. He's starting to resent her shine, not because he don't love her, but because he don't know how to match it. And that jealousy, that self-doubt, it's dangerous. If Jake don't learn how to grow with her instead of compete with her, he might lose the best thing he ever had. And if he loses her, that's the kind of regret that haunts you for life. Trig and Victor still can't get it right. Too much ego, too much pride, not enough unity. Trig wants action now. He looking at the community like it's burning and he holding the only hose. But Victor, he thinking long game. He wants policy, votes, positions of power, and the scary thing, they both right. But the divide between them is letting chaos creep in, the people watching, and they confused. Who they supposed to follow when their leaders beefing like enemies? If these two don't get on the same page fast, someone else, someone darker, gone step in and lead the streets right into hell. And Emmett? Man, he's drowning, still trying to balance that public image while privately breaking down. He got Keisha questioning everything, Tiff playing her games, and the memory of Dowda lingering in every room like smoke. That guilt, it's eating him alive, and the more he tries to pretend he got it together, the messier it gets. He's in survival mode, but survival ain't the same as healing. And Keisha, she's seeing that, she watching him lie to himself, and it's breaking her. She already had to rebuild once. She not doing it again just to carry a man who won't even be honest. Tiff moving like a queen who don't need a king. She got her own money, her own grind, and her own man now, but even with all that, you can tell she's still peeking over her shoulder. Emmett might not be her man no more, but he's still in her system, and when you got history like they do, 1 week moment can restart a whole toxic cycle. If Tiff ain't careful, she might throw away a good thing chasing a broken past. Laverne, she's still standing tall, but every battle leaves a scar. Her spirit's strong. But even strong people get tired. She pushing, advocating, marching, speaking. But she's also bleeding. Every funeral, every mother crying in her arms. Every system that fails her people, that pain don't just vanish. It lives in her bones. And now, she reaching her breaking point. One more life from the system, one more kid in a casket. And Laverne might stop asking for change and start demanding it by any means necessary. Rosalind. Though, this woman cold, calculated, while the rest of them scrambling, she out here playing puppet master, quiet meetings, backdoor deals, alliances with people who'd smile in your face and stab you in the back before you blink. She ain't looking for revenge, she looking for a throne, and she might just take it. But power like that, it always come with a price, and Rosalind might be rich in strategy, but she poor in loyalty. One betrayal and her whole empire could fall. And what about Nuck? Still in the shadows, still pulling strings, still letting people think he quiet, when really, he waiting for the right time, the right weakness, the right target. He's the kind of villain that don't show his face until it's too late, and when he comes back into the light, best believe it ain't gonna be peaceful. All of these stories are moving, clashing, colliding. Everybody in the Kai is standing at a crossroads, and whatever choices they make next, that's gonna decide who rises, and who gets buried. The silence before the storm. It's deafening now. In the Kai, everything feel like it's one wrong word, one wrong look, one wrong move away from straight-up chaos. And the worst part, most of these characters don't even realize they already in the middle of the fire. This ain't about who's right anymore, it's about who's gonna survive. Let's start with Emmett. This man is on the verge of cracking. He thought if he kept pushing forward with his businesses, his image, his role as a father, that everything he messed up would eventually fix itself. But that's not how life works in the Kai. Pain don't disappear just because you ignore it, and Emmett is starting to feel that pressure from Keisha, from Tiff, from his own guilt. That mask of confidence he always wears, it's slipping. And deep down, he knows he's playing a dangerous game trying to be everything to everybody. When he don't even know who he is to himself, his house ain't stable. And when the foundation's shaky, the whole building gonna fall. Keisha sees it too. She ain't just watching Emmett, she analyzing him, she know his patterns now. The lies, the avoidance, the way he makes promises he can't keep. She still got love for him. But love don't mean loyalty to chaos. Keisha already fought her way back from darkness, and she not about to let Emmett drag her back down. But you can tell, it hurts. She wanted this to work. She wanted her family whole. But now, she might have to choose peace over partnership, even if it breaks her heart. Meanwhile, Tiff out here smiling in public, plotting in private. She trying to convince herself she happy with Rob, that she over Emmett, that her hustle is enough to fill the void. But behind them lashes and that lip gloss, there's still that same old wound. She see Emmett struggling and part of her want to help. But another part? That part want to see him suffer just enough to understand what she went through. Tiff playing with fire and she don't even realize how close she dancing to it. Let's talk about Jake and Gemma. This relationship got love, sure, but it also got landmines. Jake's pride is a problem and Gemma's drive, it scares him. He's not used to seeing a black woman move with that much purpose, that much power. And instead of clapping for her, he's shrinking. He pulling back, getting cold, letting his insecurities speak louder than his heart. Gemma tired of holding his hand through his own growth, she building. And she needs a partner, not a project. And if Jake don't man up soon, he gon' lose her to her purpose and she won't look back. Papa still carrying the weight of his world. He trying to do good, trying to stay grounded, but that anger, that grief, it's still sitting in his chest. He out here speaking wisdom to the youth, quoting scriptures, trying to be the light. But sometimes even the light get tired of shining when everything around it stays dark. Papa might not be lashing out, but he ain't healed either, and that pressure to always be the good one, it's suffocating. If he don't find space to grieve for real, he might just snap and it'll be loud. Masha, though? She's still rising, every verse, every stage, every moment she steps into her power. It's a reminder that she's unstoppable, but success? It come with vultures, labels offering money, but not respect, men offering praise, but not protection. She know the game now, but that don't make it any less dangerous. She fighting to stay independent, to keep her soul in her art. But when the pressure to sell out gets loud, that's when the real battle starts. Masha ain't just fighting for a career, she fighting for her identity. Trig and Victor. The beef between them, it's bleeding into everything. The streets are confused. Some folks rocking with Victor's clean politics. Others saying Trig's way is the only way that actually changes things, and in the middle of it all, the people suffering, young boys dying, families losing hope, and while the two men argue, the block is burning. What they need to realize is, this ain't about ego. This ain't about who's more right, it's about survival. And if they don't come together soon, they gon' lose everything they ever tried to protect. Rosalind is making her move. She been quiet too long, letting the other players exhaust themselves. Now, she's striking, building her network, stacking power behind closed doors, and most dangerously, gaining trust from people who should know better. She knows how to play the long game, and she ain't scared to get her hands dirty. Her eyes locked on that throne Douda left behind, and the way she moving, she might just get it. And Douda, even from the shadows, his presence still felt. His silence is louder than any speech. People looking over their shoulders, wondering if he dead, or if he just planning something deeper. Because when Douda disappears, it's never for long. He always comes back, and when he does, it's with a vengeance. His name still carries fear, and the second he resurfaces, somebody gon' die, somebody always dies. Laverne's still pushing, still showing up, still fighting the good fight. But she ain't naive anymore. She know the system ain't built for her people. Every meeting she walks into, it's a battlefield, and now she preparing herself for war. She done asking nicely. If they don't start giving the community what it deserves, Laverne might just burn it all down and start over. The Kai is boiling. Every character, every storyline, every emotion reaching its peak. This city is a mirror of their choices. And the reflections, they ain't all pretty, but they real. The streets of the Kai? They ain't sleeping no more. Everything and everyone is on edge. Like the whole city holding its breath, just waiting for the next blow to land. And trust me, it's coming. The kind of energy floating around now, it don't disappear, it erupts. Quiet beef's about to turn loud. Hidden lies crawling into the light, and the ones we thought were strong? They're the ones breaking down first. Let's start with Victor. He thought he could balance both worlds. Play clean for the public while still having dirt under his nails. But the Kai don't let you straddle lines for long. Sooner or later, you forced to choose, stand up or fall all the way down. And right now, Victor out here trying to fix things that been broken too long. The community meetings, the interviews, the positive image, it's cute. But the streets ain't fooled. They watching him, waiting on him to mess up, and that footage of him at the wrong place at the wrong time, it's already circulating. Cameras don't lie, and the city, it don't forgive. Trig sees it too. From a distance, he's still watching everything unfold. He ain't saying much, but he peeping how fast Victor's slipping. All that work they did, it's at risk, and Trig might be hot-headed, but he ain't stupid. He knows if Victor goes down, everything they built goes with him. So now Trig got a decision to make. Stay back and let the man fall, or step in and risk the same fire. Either way, one of them about to get burned. Meanwhile, Gemma's campaign is picking up steam, but it's making her enemies multiply. The more she speaks truth, the more people try to silence her. Her podcast getting hacked. Anonymous threats in her inbox. Even her closest friends telling her to chill before she makes herself a target. But Gemma? She been raised on strength. She ain't backing down, not now. And if they think she gonna fold under pressure, they forgot who raised her. She got her daddy's fight and her mama's fire. Jake, though, he falling behind, not just in school, Not just in the relationship, in life, his pride making him push away the one person who actually believes in him. He fronted like he got everything under control, but deep down, he drowning. That pressure to be the man while still figuring himself out, it's killing him slowly. And every time he turns his back on Gemma, he losing a little more of himself too, if he don't stop running from his own reflection. He's gonna lose her and maybe even himself. Emmett, on the other hand, got ghosts creeping back into his life. That deal he made, the one he thought was buried, it's back, and it's uglier than ever. Money missing, business partners getting shady, people he thought he could trust, acting real funny now, and with Keisha backing away emotionally. Emmett starting to feel isolated, he out here spiraling, and the crazy part is, he don't even see it. He thinking he can fix everything with one big move, but in the Kai, big moves usually come with bigger consequences. Let's not forget about Bakari. This boy got violence stitched into his DNA, but he fighting hard to rewrite his story. The problem is the past don't let go easy, old enemies showing up, new beef starting over nothing, and the more he tries to stay clean, the dirtier things get. He's trying to earn respect the right way, but in these streets, people don't respect peace, they respect power, and Bakari? He caught in the middle of wanting better and surviving by any means. That internal war? It's eating him alive. Maisha's new track just dropped and it's shaking the city. Raw, honest, ruthless. She talking about everything: betrayal, fame, heartbreak, power. And while some people calling it art, others calling it a warning, because when you spit truth that heavy, it's bound to hit nerves. One of the verses got folks thinking she's calling out the whole scene, from her label to her old crew. Now people mad, some feel exposed, and in a city like the Kai, a verse can get you more than attention, it can get you enemies. Tiff and Rob? That bond looking rocky. Rob starting to see that Tiff ain't really over Emmett, and that insecurity? It's turning into anger. Rob don't like being second choice, even if he don't say it out loud. And Tiff, she acting like she don't see the shift, but she do. The way Rob moving now? Less patient, more cold, and if she keeps treating him like a placeholder, he might just remind her that he ain't one. Rob ain't the type to beg for love. If he feels played, he gon' flip the whole board. Rosalind's rise is getting messier. She got allies, sure, but she got way more enemies, and some of them real powerful. The rumors about her and the missing funds, they're spreading, and even though she denying everything, the pressure's building. She trying to hold it together with that same politician smile, but you can see the cracks forming. She knows if one more thing goes wrong, her empire gon' crumble fast. And you know what's scarier than a woman losing power? A woman with nothing left to lose. Laverne still moving silent, but her silence is strategic. She's gathering people, not loud, not flashy, but steady. She knows the fight coming. And she's stacking her army. And the people riding with her, they tired of broken promises, tired of getting left behind. She might not be holding a mic, but her voice, it's echoing. Laverne about to take the fight to the system, and she ain't asking for permission no more. Everyone's story in the Kai is turning, every relationship, every choice, every secret, they all pulling these characters closer to the edge. And once that final push comes, ain't no turning back. This the calm before the storm, but ain't nothing really calm about it. Everybody in the Kai is at a crossroads, and the wildest part? They all think they still in control. But when the street's hungry and the past knocking at your front door, control is just an illusion. Everything that's been simmering under the surface, it's about to boil over. Emmett standing on the edge, that business he tried to grow legit, it's cracking. Too many hands in the pot, too many promises made, and now? Too many lies catching up, his loyalty being tested. Keisha watching from a distance, seeing the man she loves unravel, she tried to be patient. Tried to hold him down, but the trust, it's slipping like sand through fingers. And if Emmett don't get real with himself soon, he not just gonna lose Keisha, he's gonna lose everything. Meanwhile, Papa been walking quiet, but that silence got weight. He done been through pain most grown men couldn't handle, but instead of breaking, he transforming. That soft-spoken, church-going Papa, he's still there, but now he got vision, clarity. He moving with purpose, and when he finally opens his mouth to speak again, best believe it's gonna shift something. He might be young, but his heart's been forged in fire, and folks about to see that he ain't just a follower. He's becoming a leader. Bakari out here fighting ghosts, not just the ones in the streets, but the ones in his head. He tired of surviving, tired of hurting everybody who ever tried to love him. Maisha gave him a piece of her soul through that music, and he felt it, but he's scared. Scared he don't deserve her, scared he'll ruin her like he ruined everything else. That boy at war with himself, and the scariest part, if he loses, the streets will win, and the streets don't give second chances. Kevin? He thought leaving the Kai was his answer, but now he never really left. Not in his heart, not in his head. That pain, that trauma, it's stitched into his story, but maybe Just maybe he realizing that healing ain't about escaping, it's about facing it. That old version of him might be gone, but this new Kevin, he got strength he never knew, and if he can channel it right, he could be the one to shift this whole generation. Gemma and Jake, that love got scars now. Trust issues, emotional bruises, and silence that hurts worse than words. But even in the chaos, you can tell, they still care. It's just messy, they both growing. But not always in the same direction, and sometimes love ain't enough. Sometimes timing ruins what the heart still wants. If they don't find a way to meet in the middle, their story might end in regret. Tiff got a choice to make. Keep playing both sides or finally choose herself. She been defined by men for too long, Emmett. Rob, but deep down, she knows her worth. She just scared to stand alone, but Tiff ain't weak. And the second she realizes that, she gone. Start moving different, and when she does, people better watch out, because Tiff with confidence? That's a woman who don't ask for nothing, she takes it. Rosalind's campaign, on life support. Her name buzzing in all the wrong rooms, but Rosalind ain't the type to bow out. If she going down, she taking names with her, she still got secrets, still got power, and if cornered, she'll go nuclear. This ain't politics anymore. It's survival. And Rosalind knows how to play dirty when she needs to. Trig and Victor's fallout? It's tearing the foundation apart. They were supposed to be brothers, warriors for the people. But now, they can't even look each other in the eye. Too many betrayals, too much pride, and while they fight each other, the streets lose faith in both. This divide, it's not just personal, it's political. And if they don't fix it fast, they gon' lose more than just each other, they gon' lose the Kai. Laverne, though, she's still that quiet storm, moving behind the scenes. Building something bigger than herself, while others talk, she plans. And when she finally steps out of the shadows, the Kai ain't gonna be ready. Because she not just coming to shake tables, she coming to flip the whole damn system. She the heartbeat of the city and she's tired of watching it bleed. And then, there's Nuck. That man been creeping low, but now, he's making moves, real ones. He been watching everybody. Collecting info, lining up his next play. He don't yell, he don't threaten, he just acts. And whatever he about to do, it's gonna change everything because Nuck don't move for no reason. If he coming out the shadows, that means somebody about to fall. Y'all, the Kai is on fire. Every storyline twisted, every character hanging by a thread, and in the city, when one domino falls, the rest ain't far behind. Betrayals, breakups, breakdowns, it's all crashing down, but maybe, just maybe, from all this rubble, something real can rise. Until then, we watching, we waiting, we hoping the ones we love don't lose themselves in the war. But if we've learned anything about the Kai, it's that nothing stays the same and nobody stays safe. The Kai Season 7 Episode 12 ain't just pushing people to their limits, it's exposing who they really are. When everything gets stripped away, this city got a way of revealing truth in the ugliest form, and right now, everybody's masks are falling off, one by one. You can't hide behind loyalty, behind love, behind power, because when the pressure hits, it don't care who you used to be, it only cares who you are right now. Let's talk Emmett first. That man is spiraling and don't even know it. He thinking he can balance all these roles: father, hustler, businessman, lover, but his foundation crumbling fast. He's stretched too thin and making too many emotional decisions. When you in survival mode too long, you forget how to breathe. That smile he be flashing, fake. That confidence he carry, cracked. And what's worse, he's starting to believe his own lies. That's the most dangerous kind of downfall. And Keisha, she peeping it, she love him. But even love got limits, especially when you start losing yourself in the process. Then there's Kevin, his journey been quiet but powerful. He used to be that wide-eyed kid caught in the crossfire, but now, he's stepping into a manhood that ain't defined by the streets. He's choosing purpose, peace, and real healing. But healing don't mean perfect. He's still wrestling with the weight of everything he's seen, everything he's lost. But the difference now? He's no longer running. And sometimes, facing the pain head-on is the bravest move you can make. Papa is the soul of the show, and this episode reminded us why. He's grieving, questioning, evolving. All that pain he's carrying, it's not making him bitter, it's sharpening him. He's asking deeper questions, and not just about faith, but about life, about justice, about who he wants to be. He ain't the loudest in the room no more, but when he speaks, people feel it. He got a storm brewing in him, and when it breaks, it's gonna move mountains. Gemma and Jake are walking a tightrope. One wrong move and it's a wrap. The love is still there, but so is the ego, and pride been killing more relationships in the Kai than bullets ever did. They keep circling each other, hurting each other, trying to prove points instead of just saying how they feel. It's like they're fighting to see who can act like they care the least, when deep down, they both just scared, and if they don't humble themselves soon, they gon' destroy something that's still worth saving. Mesha and Bakari are dancing between dreams and demons. That music gave them hope, gave them a way out, but the streets don't let go that easy. Bakari trying, he really trying, but he still got that switch in him. That part that snaps when he feel threatened, when he feel cornered. And Maisha? She ain't no fool. She love him, but she love herself too. If Bakari can't keep that darkness in check, Maisha might be forced to choose her future over her feelings. Victor and Trig. Man, that brotherhood used to feel unbreakable. Now it's just cold tension and unspoken beef. They let politics and pride drive a wedge between something sacred. And while they pointing fingers at each other, they forgetting the mission, the people who looked up to them, they watching them crumble. And when your heroes fall, the whole community feels it. If they don't fix this soon, somebody else, somebody dangerous gone step into that leadership vacuum Tiff is stepping into. Her own. She tired of being a shadow in other people's stories. This episode showed us a version of Tiff that's bold, fearless, and done asking for permission. She learning how to make power moves in a man's world, and she doing it with grace and grit. But the real test, can she keep her heart safe while chasing the bag? Because in the Kai, success always comes with a price. Rob's still moving like a ghost. He's present, but he ain't real. That man holding something back. And every time we think we got him figured out, he switch up. He playing a long game. And it's only a matter of time before we find out what side he really on. Whether he's about love, money, or survival, he gon' have to pick. And when he does, somebody gon' lose. And finally, Nook, quiet moves, deadly focus. He's been calculating this whole time, and now he ready to strike. Whatever plan he been cooking, it's almost done. And the scariest part, nobody sees it coming. He the type to smile in your face while digging your grave behind your back. And with all the chaos brewing, folks are too distracted to notice the real threat slithering in the background. The Kai Season 7 Episode 12 ain't just another chapter, it's the setup for a reckoning. Everybody thinks they still got time to fix things, to make things right, but time running out. The streets don't wait, and this city, it never forgets. If you felt this episode like I did, drop your thoughts in the comments. Who broke your heart, who surprised you, and who you think ain't making it to the end? Let's talk. And make sure y'all here for the next one, cause if you think this was wild,